a big day in South Sudan. For the details, we turn to our reporter at large, Ndimyake Mwakalyelye. Ndimi.
Thank you, Vincent. It was just 2 years ago today that South Sudan became Africa's newest country after seceding from Sudan. In celebration of this day, thousands of South Sudanese citizens, as well as dignitaries, including presidents of Uganda, Botswana and Rwanda, gathered at the John Garang mausoleum to mark the day. Much has happened in these 2 years that have won the country both praise and criticism. To discuss this further, joining us now via phone from Juba in South Sudan is Information Minister Barnaba Marial Benjamin and Kuol Awan, Executive Director of Lost Boys Center for Leadership Development in Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you so much to the both of you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll start off with you, Minister Benjamin. What are you celebrating today that South Sudan can really say it has achieved in the past 2 years?
Today we are celebrating the fact that we were able to have achieved peace. That is the first thing. And secondly, to have gone and faced a lot of challenges, some of which we have been able to achieve some successes, and some of the areas where we have not done much as we should have done. So it has portrayed where we are, where we came from, and where we are going, as stated by our President Salva Kiir Mayardit. Indeed, it was a day of great joy and jubilation, where thousands of our people, joined by their neighbors, actually celebrated and listened as to what the Republic of South Sudan has been for the last 2 years at the age of 2.
Okay.
I think it was a great day.
Unfortunately, we don't have any video to show what you're talking about in what happened in Juba today. But I want to come to you, Mr. Awan in Phoenix. You just recently returned from South Sudan. Do you feel where the minister is coming from in terms of the reasons to celebrate today?
Well, I think the minister is correct in many aspects of what he said, because number one, when I was in the country, the peace is what we are celebrating today. For the last 2 years, I will say, South Sudan has been very much 99% peaceful. I know there are issues going on in Jonglei State, another part of the South Sudan, but you cannot take away what has been done. So I will say celebration is on for what has been achieved for the last 2 years.
Okay, well, coming back to you, Minister Benjamin, in terms of what has not been done and the reasons for it, yesterday before the UN Security Council, the UN envoy to South Sudan, Hilda Johnson, said that right now what happened in 2002 is basically a fading memory because of the setbacks and the tensions with Sudan, and the UN ambassador from South Sudan to the UN conceded, saying that that's made governing very difficult. What can you tell us about the relationship right now with Sudan? And I know that President Bashir did not attend today's celebrations.
Yes, indeed. There has been a belligerent relationship where the Sudan has been, in fact, crossing into our territory and trying to cause some instability by supporting militia groups. But at least we have been committing ourselves to a cooperation agreement, which is meant that we have a continuous dialogue to resolve all the outstanding issues. I'm sure the role of the African Union High Implementation Panel and the role of the United Nations Security Council so that we could resolve and maintain good neighborhood between us and Sudan, I think that effort is still going on. It is quite a rocky way, but indeed we are still on. The South Sudan is committed to resolving all the differences we have in the Sudan. But I'm sure we will overcome at the day as long as there is full commitment to the peace agreement that both countries have signed, and with the participation of our partners in order to oversee the implementation of those agreed upon.
Thank you, Mr. Benjamin. Coming back to you, Mr. Awan, even though you say you concur with what the minister has said, there's still reports about human rights violations and abuses, etc. As the organization leading the Lost Boys, do you not feel concerned about that area and what more can be done?
Well, I think that is an area that I think the minister can also agree with me that there are things that have happened in the country in the last 2 years that everybody, whether people in the country and outside the country, are concerned. But the problem, I think, is if the government still, I think I can ask the minister simply because he's here with me, because when the issue of Isaiah Abraham happened, we were told that there were people that are being caught that did it, but we don't know their personalities, who they are.
Okay.
We don't know the day that they will go to court, and I think that those are the things that the government has to address.
Okay, well, thank you. So that's something to think about for you, Minister Benjamin, and unfortunately, that's all the time we have. But thank you so much to both of you for weighing in on today's celebrations. Of course, Barnaba Marial Benjamin is the Minister of Information in South Sudan, and Kuol Awan is the Executive Director of the Lost Boys Center for Leadership Development in Phoenix, Arizona. Thanks so much to both of you.